The first meeting in August, I will be in Florida, so.
Shame on you.
I know, right? But I'm like, do you need me to send you an email that I won't be here for like an excused absence? Okay. Just remind you.
Thank you for everybody coming tonight to the June 18th, 2019 Dundee Village Council meeting. Could I have the call to order, please? Yes. Roll call.
President Bodine,
Here.
Trustee Polito,
Here.
Trustee Hickey. Here. Trustee McClendon,
Here.
Trustee Reeves,
Here.
Trustee Horky,
Here.
Trustee Schroeder,
Excused.
Manager Ewell.
Here.
May everybody stand for the Pledge of Allegiance, please.
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Is there a motion to approve tonight's agenda?
So moved.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded to approve tonight's agenda. All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carried. We need a motion to approve the minutes of the regular meeting, June 4th, 2019. Is there a motion to approve the minutes?
So moved.
It's been
Second.
moved and supported to approve the minutes of the regular meeting, June 4th, 2019. Is there any discussion? Hearing and seeing none. Motion carried.
Need a voice vote.
We have to vote.
Oh, okay. All in favor of the approval of a meeting of regular meeting minutes, June 4th, 2019? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Hearing none. Opposed? The motion is carried. There's no petitions and communications. Shirley, would you read the citizens' comments of the agenda items?
Please limit your comments to 4 minutes per person. Public comments are provided at both the beginning and the end of the board meeting. The purpose of the public comments is to provide an opportunity for a member of the public to speak. The role of the board is to listen attentively, and we thank you in advance for sharing your thoughts and ideas. All members of the public that speak during public comments will state their name. We have designated up to 4 minutes per person for each topic presented. The board's role is to listen to the care and concerns of the community. The manager or designee will follow up concerning the comments as soon as possible. Please contact the village manager's office if you have any additional questions.
Is there any citizens tonight that have any comments on the agenda items?
Good evening, Council. Sergeant Randy Sale, Dundee Police Department. I'm going to speak during citizens' time because we didn't put this on the agenda, but it's very important. Tonight we held our annual Volunteers in Police Service awards picnic, where we invite all our volunteers and their families to come out and enjoy some grilled cooking from our office staff and some good fellowship with each other, and thank them for the countless hours they put in throughout the year, which usually averages around 2,000 hours a year, which is about the equivalent of a full-time employee. So they do a great job. So I want to thank them tonight, and we also award annually our Volunteer of the Year. So I'd like to recognize our 2019 Volunteer of the Year right now, VIP member Brock Pickett. Come on up, Brock. Brock, I'll let you talk in just a second, Brock. Brock is a very regular fixture with us. Brock not only volunteers over at school, he also does a ride-along with Reserve Officer Barco every week, checking on homes that are on vacation, homebound seniors. Brock is also our lead cleaner down at the garage and our locker room, and does a wonderful job keeping that place in order with all the troopers and police officers that work out there. So we want to thank Brock for that, and obviously reward him for his 2019 Volunteer of the Year. So please join me in thanking Brock Pickett. Speech.
I've lived in Dundee since 1947. So I've been here a long time. And I think the people that work in this village office are some of the most remarkable people I've ever met. And our police force has some of the most experienced policemen that any small village could have. I think this place is just top notch. And I've been here for what, 70 years? That's tell my age.
You're okay.
I was 4 when I moved here in 1947. And I've been here so long, my daughter had the same kindergarten teacher that I had 30 years later. And I appreciate this award. It's really nice. And I don't believe I deserve it because what I do is what I want to do for my village. I don't expect anything for it. So although this is a surprise, it's not really a surprise because like I told Dave, I know how I got this award. Dave was putting his hand down to the bottom of the barrel to try to find somebody. And I reached up and I grabbed his hand and I wouldn't let go until he picked me. But that's what I got to say.
Well, you're very humble, Brock, and as are all our volunteers. So I want to thank all of them, especially Brock tonight. And Chief, did you have something to answer?
Yes, I just want to say, first of all, I want to thank Sergeant Sale. Sergeant Sale runs and heads up our VIPS program. Sergeant Olette runs and heads up our reserves. I kind of do that, obviously, because I can't do it all, but they do a great job, too. Brock, again, congratulations. You can see why we like him. The comedian that he is, he's always been that same comedian, so we appreciate it. And if you guys don't mind, I'd like to get a picture with Brock over here real quick before we head out. Sorry. Thank you, sir.
Not paying attention, am I?
One more. There we go. Thanks, John. Thank you. Congratulations, Brock. Thank you, guys.
Yeah, thank you.
This is the only time I've been surrounded by cops and didn't end up in jail.
And thanks,
Oh, my gosh.
and thanks to the council. We know you do support the police department and the volunteer program as well, so thank you very much. Mr. Yu, I understand you had a presentation as well?
Thank you, Sarge.
Okay. I'll grab my camera for you.
Okay.
I'd like to ask trustee or village council person Elena Horkey to come up, please.
Oh.
The staff made this up today, and I'll read it to everyone. This is to Elena Horkey, who was our first customer award. This certificate is awarded to Elena Horkey in recognition of utilizing our new summer hours. Favorite water bill.
You guys are so funny. Oh my gosh, thank you. Come on.
Did you get her a frame?
We can do that.
Is there any more citizens' comments on tonight's agenda? Seeing none, hearing none, we'll go to the consent agenda. Tonight's consent agenda, all matters listed under the consent agenda are considered to be routine by the village council and will be enacted by one motion. There will not be separate discussion on these items. However, if discussion is desired, that item will be removed from the consent agenda and will be considered separately. Tonight's consent agenda is A, Dundee Housing Commission, renewal Diane Steinman, term to expire 2/28/2024. B, the Thai Michigan Teal campaign, September 2019, and C, payment of bills of $66,781. May I please have a motion on the consent agenda?
Can we go back to the petitions and communications?
Sure.
I move to place the petitions and communications on file.
Second.
I'll second.
Been moved and seconded to have the petitions and communications placed on file. All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed?
Then I would also like to make a motion
Motion
to
carried.
accept the consent agenda.
Thank you.
I'll second.
It's been moved and seconded to accept the consent agenda. The roll call, please. Or is there any discussion on? Well, there's no discussion.
No discussion.
The roll call, please.
It was moved by trustee Hickey and supported by trustee Polito to accept the consent agenda as presented and placed on file. Trustee Hickey?
Yes.
Trustee McClendon?
Yes.
Trustee Reeves?
Yes.
Trustee Horky?
Yes.
Trustee Polito?
Yes.
President Burdine?
Yes.
Motion is carried.
Now we go to new business. Resolution 2019-15, a resolution authorizing the implementation of the MEDC recommendations necessary to receive redevelopment ready communities certification. Nick, I can see you have something to say.
Yes, this is my resolution that I bring to you. If you remember, in December, we had some people come from MEDC, and they talked about their baseline report from our RRC. The guy came up and showed a presentation with this on it, which was their evaluation of how we do some of our stuff here as a government. And this resolution is saying that the village will consider the things that MEDC pointed out in that presentation, such as community plans and public outreach, zoning regulations, recruitment and education, and community prosperity. So with the passage of this resolution, we will be one step closer to certification for the RRC program.
Is this something like the master plan of the village?
One of the issues that they look at strongly with the RRC certification is the master plan. So their whole point is, how do you conduct yourselves as a government? Do you correctly follow all the rules as they're set forth by the state of Michigan and the general law village? And they want to make sure when they recommend someone to your municipality that you know how to conduct yourselves properly.
And I see that you and Mike went to this, and where was it held?
I went to a few trainings for this a year and a half ago. Mine were in Lansing. Mike, where were yours?
Mine were at SEMCOG in Detroit.
SEMCOG in Detroit, right.
Is there
They were
anything
about
you,
the same time. We both finished the course about the same time, and kind of been hitting different areas at the same time, picking things out, and been kind of hitting at it. So.
Yep, it's a long process of taking under advisement the recommendations that they make. Not necessarily implementing everything they suggest, but at least considering them.
Showing that you have some type of plan forward on what you're going to do and what they suggest that you should do. That way, like Nick said, when they bring someone to you, they know that you're qualified to go ahead, and if it's a large corporation, they can bring this large corporation to you, and you're going to be ready to go. You're going to have all the engineering ready. You're going to have electrical ready. You're going to have zoning ready. You're going to have everything. Every plot of land that you have in the village, you're basically going to have mapped out on what you're going to use it for, what you're going to do with it, what you may or may not do with it, the corridors coming in and out of the village, every corridor in and out, making sure that it's safe for the village, for the people that travel it. It's not only safe, it's a pleasing, it welcomes you. There's a lot of different things, and also by doing this, you can also beef your score up to get grants easier than what you would by just applying for a grant and not having any of this stuff ready.
any other questions for Nick or Mike? Thank you. Now we need a motion for the resolution 2019-15, a resolution authorization the implementation of the MEDC recommendations necessary to receive redevelopment ready communities certification.
Yeah, thank you, Nick. I'll make the motion to adopt Resolution 2019-15.
Second.
There's a motion by trustee Polito and seconded by trustee Reeves to accept the resolution 2019-15, a resolution authorizing the implementation of the MEDC recommendations necessary to receive redevelopment-ready community certification. Roll call, please.
It was moved by trustee Polito, supported by trustee Reeves, to adopt resolution 2019-15, a resolution authorizing the implementation of the MEDC to receive redevelopment-ready community certification. Trustee McClendon?
Yes.
Trustee Reeves?
Yes.
Trustee Horky?
Yes.
Trustee Polito?
Yes.
Trustee Hickey?
Yes.
President Burdine?
Yes.
Motion is carried.
Now we go to new business 8B, resolution number 2019-16, a resolution to amend special assessment resolution for reducing and confirming role Cabela Boulevard West.
Assessment roll. Should say assessment
Okay, let me read this over again.
roll. No, you don't have to read it.
Okay.
Well, I'll read
We
it.
need a resolution. Okay, go ahead.
You just-
Shirley.
Someone makes a motion.
Please make a motion to adopt this resolution number, since we're saving a little bit of money.
I'll make a motion we adopt Resolution 2019-16.
I'll second the motion.
The motion's been made by trustee Polito and seconded by trustee McClendon to accept resolution number 2019-16. Could we have the roll call, please?
It was moved by trustee Polito and supported by trustee McClendon to adopt resolution 2019-16, a resolution to amend special assessment resolution for reducing and confirming assessment roll for Cabela Boulevard West. Trustee Reeves?
Yes.
Trustee Horky?
Yes.
Trustee Polito?
Yes.
Trustee Hickey?
Yes.
Trustee McClendon?
Yes.
President Bodine?
Yes.
Motion's carried.
New business item C, McBride Street improvements, recommendations of the contract award. Is there a motion to accept the McBride Street improvement recommendations of contract award?
You have to read the names.
Okay, a motion needs to be made to award the McBride improvement, I don't have this on my thing, to improvement contract to Salambeam Trucking and Excavating Incorporation in the amount not to exceed $614,515.97.
I move that we accept the recommendation and the Salambean bid, $614,515.97.
Second.
There's a motion by trustee Polito and seconded by trustee Horky to accept the McBride Street improvements recommendations of the contract award. Do we have any discussion on the motion? Hearing none and seeing none, we need a roll call vote, please.
It was moved by trustee Polito and supported by trustee Horky to award the McBride Street improvement contract to Salambean Trucking and Excavating Incorporated in the amount not to exceed $615,515.97. Trustee Horky?
Yes.
Trustee Polito?
Yes.
Trustee Hickey?
Yes.
Trustee McClendon?
Yes.
Trustee Reeves?
Yes.
President Burdine?
Yes.
Motion's carried.
On this. Now we go to new business, item D, Cabela Boulevard West Improvement Recommendation. We need a motion to
I'll make the
approve
motion.
the award, the Cabela West Improvement Contract to Gherkin Paving in the amount not to exceed $569,515.97. $546.80. Is there a motion, please?
I'll make that motion.
Second.
The motion's been made by trustee McClendon and seconded by trustee Horky to accept the Cabela Boulevard West improvement recommendation. Please read the.
Is moved by trustee McClendon, supported by trustee Horky, to award the Cabela Boulevard West improvement contract to Jerkin Paving in the amount not to exceed $569,546.80. Trustee Polito?
Yes.
Trustee Hickey?
Yes.
Trustee McClendon?
Yes.
Trustee Reeves?
Yes.
Trustee Horky?
Yes.
President Bodine?
Yes.
Motion's carried.
I want to just take a quick second to thank Tracy and Kevin from Spicer who put all this together, and they attended tonight's meeting. So thanks, guys. They did a great job as always.
Now we go to new business, item E, change order number 3 for 2017 WWTP improvements. Do you have that one? We need a motion to accept the change order number 3 for 2017 WWTP improvements with Tetra Tech at a cost not to exceed $59,359.99.
This is a dispute on the prior bill.
Is that the right one?
All right, we're good. I'll make a motion to accept change order number 3 for the 2017 wastewater treatment plant improvements.
Second.
There's been a motion by trustee Polito and seconded by trustee Reeves to accept the change order number 3, 2017 WWT improvements.
Dave, I just have one question about that one. So is all that taken care of and done? Because I know there were some complications involved with Fred and all that, as you outlined in your...
Yes, for this, Fred, did you want to?
Fred, could we have you come up front?
Yes, for this part, yes. We're still waiting for them. They have a couple items that they got to take care of. I think pavement was one, Nick. I think they still got to address some asphalt issues and a couple other things down there. And as soon as, I think they had to the end of the month, I believe, to take care of it.
Okay, so this is going to be taken care of completely soon
Yes,
then?
this will take care of this part here that we were in legal action for.
Okay, and we're, okay.
This is the matter with Sorensen?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
And then there's, not to interrupt Fred, but for Andrea's question also, they've got to do their punch order yet and get all that done. And then I got an email from Tetra Tech. I think there's a couple other items that will have to be taken care of also.
Okay, but we shouldn't see too many more change
I
orders
think
coming out of-
Brian Rubel's going to come with one more small one.
Oh, okay.
Sorensen contacted us a couple weeks back, and there was an issue with regards to some money that was still owed. They were claiming approximately $60,000. Do you have a copy of that? I didn't bring a copy with me.
I do not, no.
Do you remember the dollar amount that we settled on?
We settled on $59,359.99, so $60,000, close.
I don't think it was that much, was it? Was that the total? Because I know they were asking for quite a bit more than that.
Yeah, they were asking for almost $100,000.
Yeah, that's right.
We took it half.
So what ended up happening is Tetra Tech was here. Brian Rubel was here for that. I met with Sorensen, I basically acted as a go-between between Sorensen and the village and Tetra Tech. And based upon recommendation from Tetra Tech, that was the amount that Tetra Tech advised us that was an appropriate amount to settle. Might have been a little higher than they wanted, but it was a heck of a lot lower than they wanted.
Right.
So the bottom line was the determination was made that number one, the cost of litigation would have far exceeded anything we would have saved, because we did owe them money. It wasn't a situation where this was a completely unowed money. There was money that was owed. Tetra Tech advised us of that fact. I think it was that there was some compromise a little bit, but not very much. The monies that we agreed to pay were substantially less than what they were seeking, and it was in the interest of everybody's best interest to resolve the dispute for that amount, based upon a recommendation from Tetra Tech.
Okay.
Thanks, Fred.
All right.
Thanks, Fred.
And Brian will have that prepared as soon as they get everything done. I'm not sure on the number yet, but
Okay.
there'll be some, and it happens with every project. You gotta clean up the loose ends at the,
Right.
so.
Well, we're still under for.
We're under, yes, yes.
Okay. That's all the questions I have.
Is there any other discussion? No? Shirley, would you read the,
It was moved by trustee Polito, supported by trustee Reeves, to approve change order number 3 for 2017 wastewater treatment plan improvements with TerraTech at a cost not to exceed $59,359.99. Trustee Hickey,
Yes.
trustee McClendon,
Yes.
trustee Reeves,
Yes.
trustee Horky,
Yes.
trustee Polito.
Yes.
President Badine.
yes.
Motion's carried.
Now we go to new business item F, recommendation from engineering department for sidewalk program bids, Nick Lopinski. Nick, you want to explain this again?
We went through and audited the appropriate area in the village for trip hazards. We then sent it out to bids to get the repairs done, whether those be grinding, like grinding the edge off so there's nothing to trip on, or if it was a piece that's in bad condition, to replace the whole piece of concrete. So these bids were put out on some state bid network, and I forget how many they went to exactly, but I think in each case it went to at least 300 contractors. During the bid opening, there was only a few came back, and my recommendations for each one of those is on these sheets that you got in your council packets.
Why, what happened to Yardmaster? Why, it said it did not project properly.
Yardmaster did not fill out the bid form properly.
Yeah, I think we better make a change, huh?
Yeah.
'Cause that's what
He
put in here.
didn't write the right, he didn't bid one of the items properly. So his price was, he could not have met the price that he quoted. He bid severely under because he misunderstood the line item. So we rejected that bid as is standard and evaluated these two.
Okay. Any other questions? Is there a motion to recommendation from engineering department for sidewalk programs?
I'll make that recommendation for engineering department and sidewalks. For Solvay. Excuse me, thank you.
I'll second.
There's been a motion by trustee McClendon and seconded by trustee Hickey.
It was moved by trustee McClendon, supported by trustee Hickey, to award the 2019 sidewalk replacement contract to Solvay Landscaping at a cost not to exceed $44,440.
Can I bring up, combined with that, there was another one for grinding. I don't know if that needs to be specifically called out.
That was a separate bid.
That was a separate bid.
Yeah,
It was a separate bid, but we bring it to you.
We
as
tried that last year and it went well, saves a lot of money.
Yeah.
And so we're doing it again this year, so we
So there is
included
a
it in the same thing.
There's
Right,
a,
but
there's a
he
separate
said
one in
it
there,
needs to
separate
be
from,
part of the motion,
Yes.
that it needs to
Yep,
be for
yes.
Precision and Sauvé.
Yes.
yes.
Correct.
What was the other one?
Precision.
Precision grinding.
Precision grinding.
Yes.
It's Sauvé for the cement work,
For the
and
cement
for
work.
the precision grinding for just the grinding.
Now, is precision grinding, is that locally owned too?
That is Holland, Michigan,
Okay.
What was the amount for grinding?
$2,800.
Not to exceed 2,800. Okay.
Would you please read the motion?
It was moved by trustee McClendon and supported by trustee Hickey to award the 2019 sidewalk replacement contract for concrete to Solvay Landscaping at a cost not to exceed $44,440. the grinding contract be awarded to Precision Grinding at a cost not to exceed $2,800. Okay, trustee McClendon,
Yes.
trustee Reeves,
Yes.
trustee Horky,
Yes.
trustee Polito,
Yes.
trustee Hickey,
Yes.
President Bodine.
Yes.
Motion's carried.
Shirley, I need to back up one. Fred just looked up, when they typed up the change order number 3, they put the wrong amount in. That's why Fred was questioning that. And so we'll need to amend that, please.
I
8E.
didn't think we spent that kind of money.
What is it now, Fred?
37.5.
37.5.
It was less than that amount.
Then was there something else that came from Brian? Because I remember seeing that amount on the,
59,359 is on.
There's, the change order shows the ad 59,359.99.
But Fred just pulled up, I know that's what
So is-
Teresa typed in, but I don't know where she got
I don't know
that.
where that
she
number's
got it
coming.
off a Tetra Tech's change order. That's the one
Dated
that
No,
was.
May
that, I
31st.
have a signed document here, signed by Sorensen and signed by Brian
the
Rubel
date
of
on that
Tetra
one?
Tech.
Yeah, this says it was signed by Sorensen and Tetra Tech.
May 31st.
Now, that may be for, the document I have is 5/23 of 19. It says, with the exception of certain punch list item, Sorensen's have completed its work. A dispute arose concerning certain claims disputed by the village engineers. To resolve all outstanding claims regarding payment owed to Sorensen, it is agreed as follows. Village shall pay Sorensen $37.5.
That's where
A
Teresa got
complete
that.
settlement of all claims related to monies owed to Sorensen for work performed on the above referenced contract. Now, the settlement does not include payments previously agreed to be owed to Sorensen as shown in an attached sheet. So maybe that included some additional funds that were already previously agreed to be owed. But in terms of the settlement of Sorensen's claim, it was only $37.5.
Well, I think what the problem is, there is an agreement to resolve costs for miscellaneous items for 37.5. That is in the change order, but the change order also includes widening the driveway approach, a roof ladder. There's like several other things that are added into it.
Well, there was, because as I said, there were certain other items that were previously agreed to, and this settlement did not include those items. So that may include those other items that were part of it, but I wanted you to be aware that the portion that we had agreed in terms of a settlement was only $37.5.
But, so the change order number 3 will be right at 50,
Yes.
50-some thousand.
Correct, but
59,000.
but that includes a portion which was not part of any kind of a
Okay.
compromise
Okay.
agreement. Those were funds that were already, that everybody agreed were owed in addition to the $37.5. So, but in terms of this, in terms of the settlement, what we're talking about was a settlement of $37.5, and they were claiming somewhere upwards, I think it was around $70,000 or thereabouts was what they were claiming, so. And this was based upon, as I said, Tim Ard, who was actually the project manager for this project, and Brian Rubel, who were both present, agreed that this was a fair and equitable resolution. But I
Thank
wanted
you.
that clarified on the record.
Let me, and I'll double check tomorrow.
From
Yeah.
what Brian said,
Yes.
it looks right.
Yep. Okay.
Okay.
So we're
Now we
clear
can move on.
this now? Okay. Okay.
That's correct.
Dave, you want to talk about anything on the upcoming training opportunities?
No, just as I've stated before, that we're required through the MEDC, which you just heard about again, on listing training at every meeting and all agendas.
Okay. Now we come to item number 11, village manager comments.
If you noticed when you came in, we finished this park right here where we tore the building down. The umbrellas went up today, the lights are up, getting tons of compliments on that. If you didn't see it, check it on your way out. Benches for Ypsilanti Park will be here tomorrow, and so those will get put together and we'll put them up. They were already, David Arthur Consultants was was waiting, coming over, asking every day when we were gonna get it done because they had a employee and customer appreciation. And so they filled that up and used it. They were really excited about that. As we talked about before, Palm pedaling across Lower Michigan. It's about 700 bicycles. And they are going to camp out at the high school next Thursday. They start getting here about noon. They were really sad that they were missing the mayfly. They really like to come when there's stuff going on. So the guy called and talked to Teresa a couple times and myself, and so we were planning like a little black party anyway, to kind of like dedicate the 2 green spaces. So we just said we'll go ahead and move up the time. So they're really excited. They're going to come up to that. We're going to have Tim Ames, a police officer who's a DJ. He's going to provide music from 5 to 8. Jim Scheich put me in contact with a guy that runs a bunch of hot dog carts and stands in Ann Arbor. He's coming down, and he's going to sell those. And I talked to Stacy and Frank from Papa John's and Orange Leaf, who always pitch in, and they're bringing down their Orange Leaf yogurt. So come on down. We're going to post it on Facebook, and hopefully get a lot of people to come out, and we'll have a good family event. The summit was great, 150 plus attendees. We've had, since the summit, 2 developers that we had not been in contact from before, from the downriver area, has come and met with us. So hopefully there's some things that'll get going with that. They're very excited, and they called and said we had no idea what was going on in Dundee. So the word's getting spread around, and we're getting a lot of activity. July 15th, 5:30, don't forget, join meeting with the school, with Mr. Manuzak. He did it here last time, so we've got to go there. It'll be a short agenda, like when the school came here, very short agenda, and hopefully we'll get through it pretty quick. Verizon, Mr. McClendon got a hold of us here in the office. He gave us a picture of a guide wire from a Verizon pole that you probably could cut your head off if you were jogging and weren't paying attention. And so Nick has gotten a hold of Verizon about that and filed that official complaint with them. They're going to take a look at it. If you haven't, the TV is scrolling in the foyer in the office, and we have all the dates and agendas and meetings and functions, the mayfly and everything scrolling on that TV, plus pictures of the village. So it's kind of neat. Stop in and take a look at it. That's all I have. Thank you.
Thanks, Dave.
Oh, wait a minute. I forgot my little girl around here. Nick, do you have anything else?
I do, thank you.
Mr. Lizette, Township News.
No, sir, nothing tonight, thank you.
Okay, that's unusual. Must be quiet over there. Chief, do you have anything?
Yes, sir, a couple things.
Okay.
If I may. As you guys may or may not be aware, we handled some larceny from autos last Friday. It was happened in Bella Estates and Dundee Ridge. We're currently working with the Michigan State Police. We've developed some suspects. They actually hit Pittsfield area for almost 22 homes too. So we're working diligently with the Michigan State Police right now to try and resolve that. So also, I know some of you have questioned, and I know I haven't talked to Mr. Yule about this, but the damaged trees in the park that are on Ypsilanti Street, there was a tree that was damaged out front of Tom's Collision Shop. That report was taken and forwarded to the prosecutor's office, and there's some pending litigation on that. So just to keep you apprised of that right now. Look forward to hearing some.
And the bushes, Chief.
Pardon?
And all the bushes.
Yes, the shrubs and the trees, yes.
Was it just vandalism, or?
It was the owner, Mr. Bettinez, decided to do some damage to the tree using an axe, and we got a photo. So made it pretty easy for us. So we appreciate that when they help us out. But that's been sent to the prosecutor for prosecution. So we're hoping to hear something by July 15th for that. Also, I know you're going to hear about this, but I'm going to say it. Mayfly Festival is this weekend. So I don't want to steal anybody's thunder, but our enforcement will be there. And I do want to remind, I just want to remind everybody that my officers will be taking strict enforcement.
When I mean that is ORVs, dirt bikes, golf carts, anything not street legal will be ticketed or towed. So just a warning to everybody that's out there and that's in Facebook land. So thank you.
Thanks, Chief.
Thanks, Chief.
Now I rest my case.
You sure?
Yep, I'm
Okay.
done.
Shirley, would you be first tonight on the council member comments to explain Mayfly Festival?
Well, there's not too much more to explain. Everybody probably has read things in the newspapers and posters and onlines and Facebooks and so forth. We are ready to go, and Chief Garbo did not mention that the police department is going to be over there during the festival on Saturday doing fingerprinting for the children. And last year, I cannot remember, was 200 and some children? Or 250 children were fingerprinted last year. So we're excited to have them back down there again. Everything is ready to go. We hope you all come down and have a good time over the weekend. So there's been a lot of hard work went into it, and we think it's going to be a nice festival this year. So,
It will be. Did Ron get your electrical straightened around
he was
yet?
working on it today.
And did he tell you, thanks to Monroe County Fair, they loaned us saved $800, loaned us their electrical panel for the other side,
Yeah.
so.
He said he was picking it up, but he didn't tell me where it
Yeah,
was
we've been doing a lot with the Monroe County Fair, trading back and forth. They've used our paint sprayer to do lines in the parking lot, and then we reciprocate and get things back from them, so.
Good.
We've got some about, 15, 20 barricades that we have to return to them, we just use, so it's a
Okay,
good partnership with
Good,
them.
very good. That's it.
Okay. Andrea?
We did have our open house for Parks and Rec last Monday. Not as well attended as we would have liked, but it was one of those days where it was actually nice out, so I think people were outside with their families for the first time in months, it feels like. But we did get some good feedback. Lucy with Mannequin Smith said that she's gonna compile the information that we received that night, as well as the information from the survey, and she's gonna kind of drill that down a bit and get us that information. She said around the August meeting, so the second Thursday of August, when we have that meeting, that's when we should be receiving the update from her. And then there was also a Music in the Park event on June 14th that I was not there, but it looked rather well attended. So it was Last Exit, and they usually bring a good crowd because they're local. And so just remember the second Friday of July and August and September, we'll be out there too. So.
Thank you. Elena?
I did also attend the Parks, what did we call it? What did you
Open
call it?
house,
Open
yeah.
house. And it was such a perfect night that we put the baby in the stroller and pushed him here, so
Yeah.
he got to attend too. He voted a couple of times for a splash pad. So that was really neat, and getting to experience. It was kind of a really neat setup how you guys did it. So,
Yeah.
And thank you for my award. So, thanks.
So how many people you think showed up? I was here too. How many people showed up that night?
I don't know for sure, but probably not more than 15 to 20. Like it was pretty low turnout, but we had something like 180, almost 200 maybe, survey responses. So she said that was actually, Lucy said that was more survey responses than than she typically gets on these recreation master plans. So I think maybe some people figured, well, I put my information out there already, I don't want to go back up there. But it was nice because it was set up to where each park had a station and a person from Parks and Rec by it. And so even if
It was interactive.
it was very interactive, and we got some really good feedback. There was a couple of ladies that came in that really provided feedback on almost every single park. So it was just good, and it's good to understand why people kind of gave the answers they gave, because on a survey you might say, oh well, I want this, but maybe we don't understand what that means, and so it's good to have those conversations. So we had some really good conversations with some people.
I thought it was a good setup too, and the different colored stickers and everything for the different age groups, so you knew what was going on. And I thought you and Nick did a really nice job of setting that up there with the easels and.
Oh, that was all
recreation.
Lucy with Mannequin Smith, so we
Okay,
can't
that was
we
very
can't really
good.
take credit for that. She did a great job with that.
All right. Denny?
I have nothing tonight, thank you.
Mike?
I have nothing tonight. I already spoke about RRC, so.
Gordon?
Nothing tonight. Thank you.
Well, I'll be the last one then. I'd like to thank the DPW workers again for the extra work that they're doing at Wolverine Park to get it ready for the Mayfly Festival. And they always do a good job, especially around town. And kudos to the Dundee girls softball team who made it all the way to the semifinals. And it's a good job, girls. And I'd like to thank all the postal workers in Dundee and one in Adrian, along with our postmaster, Tim Moore, who gave me a lot of phone numbers, and Tim and I made many calls for Dundee to get a mail drop box at Waterstrat Drive. And it's at the marketplace by Athletico, the physical therapy, in the parking lot island entrance. This box will be coming in early mid-July with a 1 p.m. pickup, not a 5 p.m. like our post office has. Hopefully, this will relieve some traffic congestion, and I urge the people to please use it. And hopefully, we'll put it on the village website and our local newspapers here, and maybe they'll print it also. Anything will help, because the more we use it, we used to have them before over at Kroger, and people stopped using it. I've been advised by the government, if we use it, they'll keep it. And it would really be nice to alleviate some of the traffic problems that we have at the post office now. That's all I got to say. And is there any citizens' comments on non-agenda items? No? No? There's no closed session tonight, so the meeting will be adjourned.
Thank you.
Thank you. So I just,
No, I get it.
couple times, I was just like, oh.
Right, you're-
All right, so I was gonna be there tomorrow at 8 for the 10th.